Welcome to the Natural Health Show with one of New England's leading holistic specialists, Mark Mincola. Call Mark at 617-822-1969 on 96.9 Boston Talks.
Greetings and welcome home, Natural Health Nation. Easter and Passover blessings to one and all. Hope everybody's enjoying a lovely, healthy, happy Sunday. Of course, it was radiantly spring-like a little earlier. Lovely, lovely Sunday. Just in time to lift all those wintry spirits, looking for a beautiful spring day. Got it today. Hey, also, this time of year is a classic time for those seasonal allergies. A lot of folks with the runny noses, the sneezing, the watery, puffy eyes, headaches, migraines, blocked sinuses, on and on. We've got some great advice for you, of course, as we do each and every week. And, of course, we also have advice for you regarding all your health and natural health-related questions, all your vitamin questions, etc. And our numbers in Boston, New England, 617-822-1969. Verizon Wireless users, free call pound 96.9. Of course, again, as everybody is well aware, we are right in the middle of that allergy bloom right now. And your poor immune system, suffering right now, is producing what are called B-cell lymphocytes. And those B-cell lymphocytes are increasing the amount of IgE antibodies that you're producing, and mast cells. And those mast cells basically are protective cells that leak when they get overwhelmed and stressed out with all these incredibly taxing pollens. And when they leak, they release something called histamines. Folks are, of course, aware of antihistamine medications, over-the-counter medicines that help them with their various allergy problems. And obviously that suggests that you're trying to sort of antagonize histamines to try to feel better, because it's those histamines that cause the aforementioned sneezing, runny nose, watery, puffy eyes, headaches, migraines, blocked sinuses, and on and on. So we want to basically get on top of this histamine issue. And one of the better ways to do that, of course, is to make sure that your immune system is at its best at this mast cell level. And these mast cells are really in need of repair work. They need patchwork. As we said a little while ago, what happens is these mast cells basically leak these histamines, and then, of course, all the symptoms come about. But the good news is there's a couple remarkable over-the-counter, safe, available, inexpensive health products that you could purchase at your neighborhood health food store. Good Health Natural Foods, preferably. But you can certainly pick up these items very, very inexpensively, very readily, and find that they're quite successful at helping you repair your poor mast cells and take care of the histamine leakage that causes all the horrible allergy-like symptoms that we're also familiar with. A lot of interesting research, too, and studies regarding some of the things we're going to mention tonight. But, it's amazing at how many folks are starting to develop more and more and more migraines associated with these allergies. More and more. Migraines are actually on the rise. The research suggests that more folks are suffering from migraines than ever, and the numbers are ballooning. So allergy-riddled migraine problems are on the rise. But again, fear not, there are some great solutions, and we're going to kind of go over all those things with you. But we're going to talk about a couple natural products and some of the randomized trials that have been studied and published in the British Medical Journal and on and on. But these are real simple suggestions. Also, we have some dietary suggestions, because most folks are not aware of the fact that there are foods that science has identified with that actually make it more difficult for your immune system to fight allergies. Now, we're not just talking about junk foods that wear down your immune system. We're talking about foods that basically are healthy foods for all intents and purposes. Things like apricots, things like things like celery, carrots, parsley, fairly healthy items that may run you into some trouble with regards to the cross-reaction response because, again, when your immune system's trying to stabilize itself in the fight against all these horrible allergens that are flooding you right now, there are foods that actually create a cross-reaction, weaken immunity, and make it more difficult for your immune system to really stabilize itself, get on its feet. And again, we're going to talk about those cross-reaction foods that you may want to avoid, at least during peak allergy season, if you're one of those folks out there that's really suffering from severe seasonal allergies. So we're going to talk about that as well. Once again, in Boston and New England, 617-822-1969, Verizon Wireless users. Free call, pound 969. You're listening to The Natural Health Show. My name is Mark Minkola. Be right back with your calls. Stay tuned.
Listen. Interact. View. Engage. Live. 96.9 BostonTalks.com.
Tired of one-size-fits-all nutrition and wellness plans? Would you like to have a customized plan for you and you alone? Now you can learn a remarkable bioenergetic system that enables you to effortlessly self-analyze and customize your own nutrition and wellness. Hi, I'm Mark Minkola, New England's leading natural health care expert. Join me for an all-day muscle testing intensive seminar on Saturday, May 14th at the Angels of Light Healing and Intuitive Center in Norwell, Massachusetts. Come learn my EMT muscle testing system firsthand. Find out more about your body's bioenergetic strengths and weaknesses, and learn how to tailor a nutrition and wellness plan that better suits your body's personalized needs. For more information, call 781-834-2728. That's 781-834-2728, or log on to myhealthylivingmag.com. Come learn to maximize and personalize your wellness.
Are you seeking balance in your life? Would you like to feel more peaceful and joyful? Join Father Peter Bowes at the Center of Light in Framingham to discover the patterns that keep people off balance and feeling unsettled. Seeking inner balance and peace begins with self-understanding. Father Peter will be presenting seminars on April 28th, 29th, and 30th, focusing on intuition, emotion, the spiritual path, and conscious parenting. All topics that help people get clear about who they are, why they're alive, and how to bring peace to all aspects of their life. Find out more by calling 617-990-7411. That's 617-990-7411. The seminars will be April 28th, 29th, and 30th. Call 617-990-7411, 617-740-9911, or go to boston.centersoflight.org. That's boston.centersoflight.org.
Introducing Choose 2 from D'Angelo. Choose any two, half a new cafe sandwich, excluding the Dagwood, any cup of soup, or any side salad for just $6.49. You deserve D'Angelo.
Here's Dr. Dave David, two-time recipient of the Patient's Choice Award.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dave David, Medical Director of Medical Face and Body Aesthetics. You may recognize me from my many appearances on national TV with various celebrities or on CNN or Fox News Channel. I specialize in the Vaser lipo procedure that gently removes fat utilizing ultrasound. Vaser is the modern-day liposuction not requiring general anesthesia and with very little risk, discomfort, or recovery time, and with terrific results. It's not the old smart lipo, it's Vaser. Now, my patients come to me from all over the country, and they include other physicians, people in the entertainment industry, and figures from Boston's professional sports teams. Inside my private office, my warm and caring staff of Debbie and Vanessa give you very personalized attention, and our patients are very special to us. So if you have fat in your abdomen, love handles, legs, buttocks, arms, chest, or neck, and chin, go to the doc with the most experience. The consultation is free, so call me at 1-866-DOCTOR-YOUTH or visit medfacebody.com. Again, 1-866-DOCTOR-YOUTH or visit medfacebody.com. So let's get you looking terrific. I'm Dr. David.
Financing is available. Now, back to the Natural Health Show, sponsored by Good Health Natural Foods in Quincy and Hanover.
In Boston and New England, 617-822-1969, Verizon Wireless. Lucky guys, pound 969. And I want to also take a minute here before we get going any further to thank everybody that showed up at Hope Floats down in Kingston. Great place. Did a talk down there, I guess it was about 10 days ago or so, just before I went away. I went out of the country for a little while, but had a great turnout, lovely group, and it was a great night. So thanks to all who showed up at Hope Floats. We had a couple actual winners here, that call-in winners that made the trip down there, and we enjoyed meeting them as well. So there's that. Also, we know that folks have various questions regarding natural medicine, vitamin questions that you may have, homeopathy, herbs, diet, weight loss. We know you've got them. We're here to answer those questions. Again, 617-822-1969, 1-969 Verizon Wireless, pound 969 for any of those questions regarding diet, vitamins, minerals, etc. You walk into the health food store. We know you get a little lost from time to time. You may have something on your shelf, don't know how to use it, have questions about dosages, potencies, and all that good stuff. That's what we're here for. So feel free to give a holler. And I hope you're enjoying your holiday weekend, of course. And as advertised, we're here to talk with you about an issue that I think is extremely vital for this time of year. 40 to 45 million of us suffer from allergies. That's quite a number. And we're talking about the seasonal type of allergies, of course, that includes symptoms such as sneezing, runny nose, watery, puffy eyes, headaches, migraines, blocked sinuses, etc. So we're here to expel the demons from that issue as well. And one of the things I wanted to talk about here was something called butterbur, B-U-T-T-E-R-B-U-R, butterbur, which is a shrub. It's an herb that's found throughout Asia, Europe, and North America. And it's been used for centuries to treat allergies, asthma, cough, inflammation. Remarkable natural medicine, and it has an active ingredient called petasin, P-E-T-A-S-I-N, not potassium, folks, petasin, P-E-T-A-S-I-N. And it's a terpene, a sesquiterpene, which is basically an ester, kind of like a plant fat, that inhibits what are called leukotriene B4 inflammatory icosanoid, these hormones that cause so many of our inflammatory allergies. And it's been found to inhibit those and to patch up and help support the mast cell leakage in our immune system as well. So it's something that's readily available over the counter at the health food store, again, called butterbur. But there's a product that I actually recommend because it's really important that you get what are called PA-free, which is an alkaloid-free, because the alkaloid-concentrated herbs can do liver damage. The one I'm going to give you cannot. And the one I prefer is enzymatic therapy. Great product, enzymatic therapy. Makes a 50-milligram product called P-E-T-A-D-O-L-E-X, Petadilex, P-E-T-A-D-O-L-E-X, Petadilex. And I recommend 4 of those a day if you've got some nasty allergies, especially, as we said earlier, if those allergies include migraine headaches. If you've got some real sinus problems this time of year and end up with a lot of migraine problems and a lot of sinus and head inflammation, as well as eye, ear, nose, throat problems. You know, sometimes folks will get the allergy symptoms that really sort of mimic flus or colds or bad head colds. Sometimes it actually feels like you've got a head cold when in fact you don't. But those type of allergies do exceptionally well with the product that I'm talking about here, Petadilex, P-E-T-A-D-O-L-E-X. I recommend 2 caps twice a day. And Dr. Brian Lipworth, a Scottish researcher who's done a great deal of research on butterbur and has actually supported the use of butterbur, but found that in a number of different studies that he performed, found that the butterbur herb that we're talking about, is actually more effective than placebo and as effective as Allegra, 180 milligrams of Allegra and 10 milligrams of Zyrtec, as effective without side effects. Okay, so great product, and we're going to talk about that with you continuously through the program here. But let's talk first with Mark from Brattleboro. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talks. Mark, you're on the Natural Health Show.
How are you doing today?
Terrific. How are you?
Good. I have a question. I've been off of dairy and wheat probably for about 20 years now.
Uh-huh.
And when I got off of it, it eliminated asthma and a lot of other skin problems.
Right.
And also a lot of bloatedness, allergies, everything disappeared.
Good show.
Now, I know that this might be an ironic question, but is there any way to integrate a little of that? You know, my wife eats a lot of cheese. You know, I'm Italian, and I like a lot of pasta.
Of course.
And I eat a lot of rice pasta, and you know, I've barely educated myself now how to go. But is there any way? I miss mozzarella. I miss
mozzarella.
And is there any way to slowly integrate it back, or is there things that I can do? I've done it a little bit, but I'll find if I'll hit a point where all of a sudden I get like digestive discomfort, or you know, I'll get a little congested. My nose is all stuffy,
sure,
mucusy and things. But I was wondering, is that the one I'm going to just have to deal with?
Well, Mark, that's a real good question, and it's the $64,000 question. But here's the key. It really brings up the importance of making the distinction between food allergies versus food intolerances. And the key here really is if you're allergic to something, like let's say, the dairy or the wheat or whatever you've given up here, then in theory, you're never going to be able to bring it back in without side effects, without symptoms.
Yeah.
Now, if it's an intolerance, intolerances need to be rotated. In other words, I always describe it like this. I always say, hey, folks, all your foods fit into one of three categories, and I ask my patients to think of a stoplight. Okay? You got red light foods that are allergies. Forget them. Can't get them. You're never going to get them back without problems. Then you've got those caution foods, the yellow light foods. And the caution foods are foods that you can't overeat. You can do a little bit here, a little bit there, maybe 2-3 times a week, but don't try to eat them, every single day of the week because you're not going to get away with that. But if you rotate those foods, you cut back on them like you did for many years, or cut them out actually for many years, and then reintroduce them and only use them maybe twice a week. Okay.
Well, I was even thinking maybe once or twice a month.
Well, okay. Listen. You're thinking the right thoughts here, but the key really is you're going to learn almost immediately when you reintroduce the dairy, for example, the wheat. When you reintroduce these foods, you're going to learn almost immediately as to whether or not these are allergens or intolerance foods, because after not eating them for so long, the response, if it is an allergy, is going to be acute and swift.
So I'll know right away.
You should know immediately. In other words, if you feel you sit down and you have the mozzarella and a little bit of wheat pasta or whatever, after many years of avoiding those foods, and then you notice, right away that night or the next morning you're stuffy and you just feel logy and bloated and you're not feeling yourself, bang, there's your answer. You're not going to have to wait at all because those foods are beyond rotation at this point, and you're going to notice acutely, immediately, and without any kind of hesitation, your body's going to let you know. So if you feel good by day 2 or 3 and you're still waiting for the bombs to go off, you're probably in good shape.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be classified, therefore, as an intolerance. Once again, if you notice that there's symptoms that crop up almost immediately, it's an allergy, you're going to have to avoid it. Sorry to say. But
no, that's all right.
You've done a great job, though. You substituted with the wheat, with the rice pasta, etc. So give it a shot.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for calling. We got Phil on the line from Salem. Welcome to 96.9. You're on the Natural Health Show.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure, Phil.
I'll give you a little history. 2 months ago today, I had a hemicolectomy. Everything went fine, caught an abscess, so I took a real beating. But my whole point before that is, right before that, I had a blood test, and my PSA was 5.7.
Yep.
So they were going to do something with it then, but of course, the last 6 weeks has been with the other injury. So it went up to 8.5 now, my PSA count.
Yep.
And now they're throwing me on an antibiotic.
Look, let me tell you one thing right away. Number one, if you want your PSA to go down, you take at least 3 weeks to avoid all fermented food. Vinegar, marinades, beers, wines, peanuts, mushrooms, yeasted breads, and too much sugar. You avoid those foods that produce fermentation or support the biochemical proliferation of fermentation. You're killing bacteria. It's yeast. It's candida bacteria. It's a single-cell bacteria. It's a fungal bacteria. That's what's going to drive up those PSAs. So if you want to drive down your PSAs, you want to avoid those foods that I just mentioned for a good 3 weeks or so. Go back in, get a retest, and you watch how the numbers come flying down. There's also a great product that I always talk about on the program. It's called Quercetin Plus. And in fact, how ironic, we're going to talk about quercetin this evening as a natural anti-inflammatory, anti-allergenic substance. But quercetin, Quercetin, Quercetin Plus. Great product. Quercetin is a water-soluble. It's often referred to as vitamin P, as in Peter. But Quercetin Plus is a bioflavonoid Bioflavonoids are the pigments in your citrus fruits and your yellow onions. It's actually the yellow and the orange pigment in the yellow onions and in your citrus products. But it's a very powerful antioxidant. It's a very powerful anti-inflammatory. It will drop down your PSA inflammation. So 2 things I'd have you do. Avoid those fermented foods that we talked about, the marinades, the vinegars, the yeasted breads, the sugars, the nuts, etc. And you want all beers and wines. You also want to make sure you take Quercetin Plus. If you go on the internet, you'll find Quercetin Plus quite readily available. It's the Donsbach company, Dr. Donsbach, Donsbach. I would take at least 2 of those a day for that 3-4 week period. Give yourself a good month or so dieting the way we talked about, and to take 2 quercetins a day. You get back in, you take a PSA, you call me back, and you'll tell me your numbers are fine.
I'll talk to you in a month.
Sounds great. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Once again, in Boston and New England, 617-822-1969. Verizon Wireless users, it's a free call for y'all. And it's just a plain old pound 96.9. And my name is Mark Mincolla. You're listening to The Natural Health Show. We love taking your calls, answering your health questions. Hey, we'll be right back after these messages.
Questioning authority is a Boston tradition, and the tradition lives on right here.
Any questions?
96.9 Boston Talks.
Do you own or manage a natural health, fitness, day spa, or go green business? Perhaps you have a unique restaurant that offers healthy entrees, heart-smart seafood, vegetarian or lighter fare options. I invite you to share your vision and deliver your message directly to health-conscious New Englanders by becoming a sponsor of the Natural Health Show, New England's #1 health radio show. The Natural Health Show is now welcoming potential sponsors to join our natural health family by offering a number of creative and flexible sponsorship packages. For information on how to become a sponsor of the Natural Health Show, simply call Candida at 781-834-2728. That's 781-834-2728. Be a part of New England's natural health revolution. Join our Natural Health Show family today.
There are many things we cannot control in life. The one thing we can control is how we choose to take care of ourselves. Hi, this is Mark Mincolla, New England's leading natural health care expert. Join me for my monthly live webinars. The key in making your health a priority is becoming educated on how your body works and how to make it work for you. We're continually listening to our valuable feedback, and the one thing that requests most of us is to provide more cutting-edge educational and motivational tools. Join me for my monthly live webinars as I educate individuals on how to work nutrition and overall health permanently into their lifestyle. We understand that even with the power of the internet, it is still difficult to find health information that is relevant, backed by science, understood, and can be implemented into your lifestyle. My live nutrition webinar series takes place on the first Monday of each month at 12 noon. For only $99, you can participate in all 12 webinars. For more information, log on to myhealthylivingmag.com or call 781-834-2728. That's 781-834-2728.
The brain requires nutrition just like the rest of the body. Although many of us depend upon caffeine for focus and concentration, caffeine is not actually a nutrient. Real nutrition is needed to enhance brain metabolism and provide antioxidant protection. This is where Jarrow Formula's Neuro-Optimizer comes to the rescue. Neuro-Optimizer is a concentrated source of the nutrients needed for memory and mood, for concentration and focus, all without being a stimulant. Neuro-Optimizer supplies the building blocks for neurotransmitters, the chemicals that allow cells in the brain to communicate and to file away memories. Acetyl-L-carnitine and alpha-lipoic acid support brain energy production. Phosphatidylserine, L-glutamine, and taurine enhance brain stability and detoxification in the face of stress. Neuro-Optimizer is the nutritional answer to the brain's needs. Ask for Neuro-Optimizer at your local health food store, or for more information, go to jarrow.com. That's Jarrow for the best in brain health formulas.
Hey, it's Jim Browdy. Each of the last couple of years, the painters from CertaPro have worked on different rooms in the interior of my home. They come on time. They move the furniture. Then when they're done, they move it back and clean up perfectly. The only thing they leave behind is a beautiful new feel to your home. CertaPro is known for the amazing work they do on the exterior of homes as well. Look at the outside of yours. See chipping, peeling, fading? It's time for the professionals at CertaPro. Do not think of doing it yourself. With CertaPro, your home will be the best looking one on the block. It'll also raise the value of your home. You know, CertaPro painters are local. You've seen their wrapped CertaPro trucks and vans in your community, and when you see a CertaPro sign on your neighbor's lawn, ask them what they think of CertaPro professionals. 97% customer satisfaction. So call them. 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C. Go to CertaPro.com. CertaPro. What are you waiting for? Tell them Jim Browdy sent you.
Now, back to the Natural Health Show, sponsored by Good Health Natural Foods in Quincy and Hanover.
In Boston and New England, 617-822-1969. Verizon Wireless users, it's a free call, just dial pound 969. Let's see, we've got Matt on the line from Hanover. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talks. You are on the Natural Health Show.
Hey, Doc, how's it going tonight?
Terrific. How are you?
Not too bad. Listen, for many years, I had a surgery. I started out with a laminectomy, and then I ended up going into a disc fusion. And during the process, I believe, of the laminectomy, I think they damaged the nerve root to my left arm.
Okay.
So I've had continued and worsening nerve issues in my left arm, and it's starting to become, I can barely use it. I didn't know if you knew of any maybe cutting edge or any new things that they're maybe doing with nerves or regenerating nerves or anything like that.
Well, I can tell you a couple things you may want to think about here. I mean, in the event that you have any kind of calcification that's impeding, creating scar tissue and impeding the nerve junctions there, you might want to consider something like serapeptase. There's a company called Enzymatic Therapy, and they make a really good serapeptase, SERRA.
It's an oral?
Yeah, it is, and it's a protease. It'll break down any kind of, any kind of hydroxyapatite, any sort of obstructive calcifications, any scar tissues. It'll break those down because it's a protease. It's going to eat that stuff up. It's going to Pac-Man that stuff.
Well, I do understand that scar tissue is an issue.
Yeah.
When they went in the second time, they did see, not exactly. He explained it to me almost like an internal keloid type of scarring, and that I just have an overgeneration of it. But what he's explained was, I'm dealing with docs from the Baptist and everything,
right.
and they just say I'm not. I feel as though they say there's no help for me, and I'm at the point where I'm the frustration level as far as that goes. I don't know if is there a point that nerves get to a point that there's just no hope, or?
Oh, listen, everything has its limitations. Everything is going to reach a point of no return. But here's a couple things that I'd like to suggest. Over the years, I've had a lot of folks that have had similar problems, and even kind of stenosis problems, for example, spinal stenosis, and some real calcification, scar tissue issues that are really creating a lot of neurological problems. And I've over the years recommended a couple different things. Serapeptase, again, the Enzymatic Therapy is the company that makes the 100,000 unit serapeptase.
Okay.
So
and
I would recommend
over the counter?
It is. Okay. And I'd recommend 3 of those a day on an empty stomach. Never eat that stuff or never take that stuff around food because it's going to help you break your food down. You don't want it to help you break your food down, even though that's a nice thing. You want it to break down these calcifications and these hydroxy.
And that would be all right with the gabapentin drug?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
So I would do that. And something else, too, if you want to try something really, really important, do you use dairy products?
I'm a milk drinker, still in my 40s,
Well, here's what I think. I think you might want to switch over to soy milk for a month even, and I think if you do my experiment for a month, you take 300,000 serapeptase a day, you get off the dairy products, and make sure your meats, your proteins are really lean animal proteins. Stick with the turkey, the chicken, the fish, in beans, and you want to stay away from the heavy, pork, and you want to stay away from the heavy red meats and lambs and things like that.
I'm getting the generation of that in the body is helping the scars make scar tissue.
There's no question. I think that, again, a lot of the folks that I've helped to date, and there have been many of them that I've had great success with, that's the protocol that's the protocol put together. Again, try it for a month.
Great, Doc. No, I really appreciate it.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you so much.
Take care. Bye-bye. All right, let's go to Brian from Taunton. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talks. You are on the Natural Health Show.
Hey there. Thanks for taking my call.
Terrific. Thanks.
The back of my tongue has been green for months, and I think maybe it's been green since I had a flu or a bug. So I didn't know if you had any ideas. I feel good now. But,
yeah, well, sometimes if you have like a little bacteria, a little cold or a little flu or something like that, sometimes there's residual aura thrush, which is kind of like, again, single-cell bacteria in the mouth. And there's a great product, actually, it's derived from coconut. And it's a terrific antibacterial product, and it's an antifungal product. Works really, really well, easy to use. They make a D and a G formula. It's called Aura Thrush, O-R-A-T-H-R-U-S-H. It's actually obtained from coconut. So it's got an acid in there, a lipid called sorbic acid. It's a fatty acid from coconut, and you gargle with this stuff. You can get it at any of the health food stores. Aura Thrush, O-R-A-T-H-R-U-S-H. And I'd recommend that you gargle with that 2 to 3 times a day. I would tell you that by the end of about 10 days or so, you should be markedly better. The thing is, you got to kill the proliferation of this stuff. There's single-cell bacteria, these little fungi that'll create these problems in the mouth and the tongue. And my gut feeling is that you're dealing with a little bacterial hangover from your cold, probably. But you take the Aura Thrush gargle there for about 10 days, 14 days. You'll be feeling a lot better and looking a lot better.
Great. Thanks for the tip.
My pleasure. All right, take care. And let's go to Joe from Northborough. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talks. You're on the Natural Health Show.
How's it going?
Terrific. How are you?
Pretty good, thanks. My question is, when I was younger, I was pretty heavy overweight, and I reached a point where I started losing weight relatively quickly, and I'm in my 30s, and there's some areas of loose skin that, not like tremendous, but like just in some areas, spots that I can't seem, no matter how much I work out, to get rid of. And I find that, I'm not exaggerating when I say, like, day to day, it's tighter and looser. So I'm curious if it's my diet, and what should I be staying away from, and what should I be eating to tighten up the skin?
Yeah, it's a great question, and you're a young enough guy so that I think it's you might want to turn your radio down too. That might help our call out a little bit here. But
okay. It's actually not on, but
okay, we're getting a little bit of I don't know, Patrick. We're getting a little bit of rebound there, but all right. Anyway, the key really here is you're a young enough guy to make a difference here. So here's what I'd recommend. I think that dietarily, you probably want to keep the sodium off the plate. Do you use a lot of sodium?
Oh, bunches.
Yeah, well,
I love it.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. And you know something, unfortunately, where you're seeing this dramatic difference in your tissues from one day to the next, it has a lot to do with the concentration of sodium that you're taking in. And a lot, there have been research that indicates. Yeah, it is. It is that. Okay. Yep, you bet.
I considered that, actually.
Yeah, no, it's a biggie. It's a biggie. And a lot of folks, are really at fault here with a sodium shaker. You got some Americans taking as many as 2,000 to 3,000 and as high as 7,000 milligrams of sodium a day.
Yep.
So on the higher end,
my family's Mediterranean diet, so I just salt everything, highly.
Well, I'm going to ask you to do a simple experiment. Sometimes, sometimes the therapy that works best is the addition through subtraction brand,
Exactly.
So what I'd recommend is you do this. I want you to basically just do 2 weeks. 2 weeks with no salt shaker, okay? It's going to be tough for your taste buds because your palate is really drawn into that and you're accustomed to it, but I'm going to suggest for 2 weeks you lose that salt shaker, you don't salt your food at all, and try to choose foods that are whole foods. In other words, foods that are not already pre-salted or pre-packaged.
Yeah, I pretty much cook everything. I would say my normal diet consists of rice, beans, cabbage, broccoli.
Great.
Every day is pretty much we have the same thing.
Great, and your beans...
But I salt it when I cook it, so maybe I shouldn't salt it.
And are you using canned beans that are commercial, or are you doing you're boiling them yourself from scratch? How's that working out?
Scratch.
Good. You're doing
scratch.
it right. You're doing it right.
Yeah.
Then here's the deal. This is going to be pretty simple. I mean, I've got some great suggestions, and sometimes it's a matter of collagen. Some folks are deficient in collagen, which is easy to make up the difference for, especially at your age. But, I think what you're dealing with here is just a little too much sodium chloride, and I think if you just lose the salt shaker for 2 weeks, you're going to say, wow, what a difference.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Take good care of yourself.
It easy. Bye-bye.
Thanks. You too. Bye-bye. All right, again, our numbers in Boston and New England, 617-822-1969. Verizon Wireless users free call, just dial pound 969, and we're here to answer your questions. As you know, we're here each and every week to tackle your questions regarding natural health issues. But we also like to keep you informed on the topic that we bring in. So let's just pick up on that just a little bit here. One of the things we spoke about with regards to the sneezing, runny nose, puffy eyes, watery eyes, headaches, migraines, blocked sinuses, etc., for your springtime allergy or seasonal allergies is Butterbur. But the way I like to suggest that you take your Butterbur is a great product that's made by Enzymatic Therapy, and it's spelled Petadolx, Petadolx. And I recommend 2 caps twice a day, especially if those allergies, like we said, are really causing a lot of sinusy headaches, a lot of migraine headaches. That Petadolx is a great product. Really helps the eye, ear, nose, throat area from the inflammatory histamine responses that it's being burdened by this time of year. So you might want to try that. Also, we talked a little bit about quercetin. Actually, somebody called in a little while ago about prostate inflammation. I recommended the quercetin for that because it's a great anti-inflammatory. Quercetin, Quercetin, 500 milligrams for allergies, 2 a day. Doesn't take a lot. 1,000 milligrams total. But again, it's a bioflavonoid. It's a pigment that actually makes your yellow onions yellow. It makes your citrus yellow and orange. So there it goes. It's a great antioxidant. Again, a coloring agent that Mother Nature provided your foods with, but it has remarkable anti-inflammatory, anti-allergenic properties. Quercetin, Quercetin, natural occurring, often called vitamin P. Vitamin P as in Peter. So terrific at stabilizing and patching up those mast cells that are leaking all kinds of histamines this time of year and lessening those symptoms. Let's take another call here. We got Lisa on the line from Boston. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talks here on the Natural Health Show.
Hi, I'm having a surgery in 6 weeks for a torn meniscus. Mm-hmm. And I wondered what I could do previous to my surgery to sort of
expedite the healing process?
Yes.
Well, it's a great question. I think that there's a number of different things that I might recommend, but nothing better than antioxidants and nothing better than something to support T-cell response, general immune response. I think that vitamin E, probably in the form of gamma E, would be a good recommendation. Gamma E, GAMMA. I would recommend about 800 units of gamma E a day right now. I'd start it out right away and take it throughout, and even for a good few weeks after your surgery, if not long term. Also, I'd recommend propolis, Propolis. Propolis is actually a remarkable T-cell enhancing product that has been studied for years. The propolis is really a combination of bee resin from the poplar tree and agents that bees actually line their hive with. And again, it's really a very powerful immune enhancing agent. It increases the T-cell productions in your body by as much as 2,000%. So a company called Solaray, 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 makes 500 milligram propolis caps. I'd take 2 a day. So 800 gamma E, 1,000 propolis, I think would help you a great deal.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. And also, for folks that are doing surgeries and looking to build up and enhance immunity before they go in for surgery and to enhance the healing process after surgery, post-op, really important to keep the diet right, too. That's a huge part of it. Obviously, we want to make sure that we get good quality lean proteins because proteins are the Department of Public Works in that body of yours. That's how you repair those holes in the road, folks. And plenty of fruits and vegetables loaded with electrolytes, and those are extremely important to make sure that the cellular support is properly managed from cell to cell. All right, we're going to be right back. We're going to take these short breaks here. You'll hear these wonderful messages to help us pay our light bills. I'll be right back with your questions. Stay tuned.
Friend us on Facebook. Link up at 969bostontalks.com.
It seems as though the whole world is rapidly changing. We're all becoming more passionate about natural health, personal growth, and living life at a higher level. Hi, this is Mark Mincola. I invite you to join me April 11th, Monday, 7 to 9, at Hope Floats in Kingston, Mass. for a very special inspirational presentation entitled Living Truly Healthy, Whole, and Healed. During this presentation, I will share some of my most inspiring life lessons learned from 30 years of natural health and healing work. In addition to our theme of healing inspiration, I will also share the latest information regarding the very best natural ways to get and stay holistically healthy. I assure you won't want to miss this truly remarkable evening of inspiration, health, and healing. It's time for us to all begin our personal transformations together. That's April 11th, Monday from 7 to 9 at Hope Floats in Kingston with me, Mark Mincola. To register, call 781-834-2728. That's 781-834-2728 or online at myhealthylivingmag.com. Tired of one-size-fits-all nutrition and wellness plans? Would you like to have a customized plan for you and you alone? Now you can learn a remarkable bioenergetic system that enables you to effortlessly self-analyze and customize your own nutrition and wellness. Hi, I'm Mark Mincola, New England's leading natural health care expert. Join me for an all-day muscle testing intensive seminar on Saturday, May 14th at the Angels of Light Healing and Intuitive Center in Norwell, Massachusetts. Come learn my EMT muscle testing system firsthand. Find out more about your body's bioenergetic strengths and weaknesses, and learn how to tailor a nutrition and wellness plan that better suits your body's personalized needs. For more information, call 781-834-2728. That's 781-834-2728, or log on to myhealthylivingmag.com. Come learn to maximize and personalize your wellness. You know, when most people hear the word allergies, they think only of hay fever-like symptoms associated with airborne pollen, dust, and mold. But did you know that many experts estimate that between 60 and 80 million of us suffer from immune-related food allergies without even knowing it? Furthermore, food allergies often contribute to serious health problems such as autism, irritable bowel syndrome, ADD, headaches, and chronic ear infections. Now, there's an effective way to identify and eliminate both your food allergies and the troubling symptoms that they aggravate. Allertest Medical Labs at foodallergy.com offers a full complement of clinical, environmental, and food allergy testing to help you get to the root of your allergy problems. Allertest also provides you with a comprehensive rotation diet, lifestyle booklet, and a wallet card to help you live food allergy-free and stress-free. Do you wonder if you or your loved ones are among the 60 to 80 million food allergy sufferers in America? If so, log on to Allertest Medical Labs, foodallergy.com. Talk to your doctor about ordering a food allergy test from Allertest Medical Labs today. Foodallergy.com. Make sure the food you're eating isn't what's depleting you.
Now, back to the Natural Health Show, sponsored by Good Health Natural Foods in Quincy and Hanover.
In Boston and New England, 617-822-1969. Verizon Wireless users, free call pound 969. Of course, we're here to take your questions regarding your natural health issues, as we have been all throughout this evening. Let's also focus here for a minute, though, on our topic of the evening. I mentioned earlier that I was going to give a list of the cross-reaction foods. Those foods that research has indicated basically cross-react with tree pollen, grass pollen, flower pollens in a negative manner in many cases. Not in all cases, but in some cases. There are 6 fruits. They are as follows: apples, pears, kiwi, cherries, peaches, nectarines. I'll say that again: apples, pears, kiwi fruit, cherries, peaches, and nectarines. Those are the potential cross-reaction fruits. There are 4 vegetables as well: celery, carrots, parsley, and peppers. Again, celery, carrots, parsley, and peppers. Those are your potential cross-reaction vegetables. Then there are 3 nuts that are listed as potential cross-reaction nuts: hazelnuts, walnuts, and almonds. So I'm going to give you the whole list once more real quickly for those of you who are keeping score out there at home. These are your 13 potential cross-reaction allergenic foods. Again, those foods that make it difficult for your body to recover itself from tree grass, flower, tree grass and flower pollens. And again, this isn't for everybody. This is for those folks who have real severe allergies. Those folks have a history of real bad seasonal allergies. You might give a little shot at cutting out these foods: apples, pears, kiwis, cherry, peaches, nectarines, celery, carrots, parsley, peppers, hazelnuts, walnuts, and almonds. And there you have it. All right, we've got Dottie on the line from Milford. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talks. You're on the Natural Health Show.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Terrific, Dottie. How are you?
I'm preparing to undergo treatment for hepatitis C in May.
Yep.
And I was wondering what I could do to prepare for it.
A couple different things. I think, there are a number of different really important antivirals that I think are very, very powerful, natural, and symptom-free or side-effect-free. I'd start off with something like monolaurin, MONOLAURIN, monolaurin.
Okay.
I'd get the 600 milligrams. The 300s are just not going to be strong enough. I'd get the 300 milligram caps. I would take 2 twice.
Okay.
2 twice. I would also get some lysine, because lysine really is important at a very core level to help fight virtually any RNA or DNA virus, because it really antagonizes the arginine that they feed off of.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say you want to do at least 3,000 lysine a day.
Okay.
That's going to be really important. So those are the two aids that I would try to support your body in terms of natural antiviral support. Also for liver support, phase 2 liver support. You can't beat NAC, which is N-acetylcysteine, and I'd recommend probably 1,000 milligrams of N-acetylcysteine a day, and probably alpha-lipoic acid, maybe 100 milligrams twice. Alpha-lipoic acid really supportive as well. N-acetylcysteine and alpha-lipoic acid. So those would be the four biggies that I think would be really important. Now, obviously, dietarily, you can't. These are supplements we're talking about. They work great and they're very supportive, but they're just that. They're supplements. The key is the diet, Dottie. And you want to make sure that you avoid arginine-rich foods because you can't be taking an arginine inhibitor to strengthen your liver in the face of a virus and then be feeding it.
What are those?
Well, you want to stay away from nuts. You want to stay away from corn. You want to stay away from egg yolks. Those are the main ones. So,
I love eggs.
there you go. So egg yolks, you definitely want to avoid corn and nuts. If you can do that, I think you can make a big, big difference. Then, of course, just a good well-rounded, healthy diet, lean proteins, chicken, turkey, fish, and beans, brown rice, not white, and make sure that you're eating plenty of fruits and vegetables as well.
Right. What about milk thistle? I heard that was helpful for the liver.
Yeah, it is. But again, I think if you want to use an herb, I'd recommend barberry. I think it's far more effective. I think milk thistle's good, but I think barberry is better.
Okay.
In fact, there's a company called Quantum that makes a really good tincture, so I would recommend the Quantum barberry tincture. You might want to do something like 20 drops, 3 ounces of warm water 3 times a day.
Great. Thank you so much, Mark.
Hey, and good luck with that. Take care of yourself.
Have a good day.
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye. And let's get back on point here before we lose track of things here. Also, I wanted to recommend that that nettle, the herb nettle, N-E-T-T-L-E. In fact, Dr. Andrew Weil actually has written extensively about nettle because he had very severe allergies in his own life and was looking to actually fight allergies and to neutralize his allergies, and found that nettle, N-E-T-T-L-E, helped him a great deal and made really a significant difference for his immune system in the face of allergies, and which is precisely why he has the extra oomph in writing about it and getting you the message about how important it is. In Boston and New England, 617-822-1969. Verizon Wireless users, free call pound 969. Again, we're here to take your calls regarding not just allergies, seasonal allergies, but virtually anything related to any natural health approaches or natural medicine issues that you may have questions about. Again, just to summarize really quickly, those folks, if you're among the 40 million seasonal allergy folks out there, sneezing, runny nose, watery eyes, puffy eyes, headaches, especially migraines, blocked sinuses, please keep in mind you do have natural alternatives that are very viable, very useful. One of them, of course, I mentioned earlier, is the enzymatic therapy, Petatolex, P-E-T-A-D-O-L-E-X. Long name, goofy name, but it works. Great product. P-E-T-A-D-O-L-E-X, Petatolex. 2 caps twice a day. Those are 50 milligrams. And again, Petatolex is essentially Butterbur, and that's really what we were talking about earlier in the broadcast. Butterbur is a wonderful, wonderful anti-allergy supplement, and it helps, again, repair those mast cells from leakage, keeping those histamines at bay. That's the key there. And again, you want to make sure you get a PA-free, which is called PA-free, and those are alkaloid-free Butterbur supplements, and the best one I know of is, again, the Petatolex, 2 twice. Besides the Petatolex, again, I recommend quercetin, and quercetin is something that's readily available virtually any health food store. 500 milligrams, I recommend 2 a day because you got to carry at least 1,000 milligrams to 2,000 milligrams of quercetin a day. The other thing I wanted to mention about quercetin real quickly before we run out of time here is that quercetin works far better, far more effectively as an anti-inflammatory and as an anti-allergenic substance. Works great with the help of something called bromelain, B-R-O-M-E-L-A-I-N. Why, you may ask? Well, bromelain, first of all, is a natural protease that's obtained. It's a proteolytic enzyme, a catalyst, I guess you could call it, and it's obtained from pineapple. It's a protein digestor from pineapple. And bromelain actually is really helpful at helping the quercetin to work more effectively as an antihistamine for the simple reason that it's so water-soluble. Quercetin is a form of vitamin, as we said, it's vitamin P or a form of vitamin C, which means it is water-soluble. And it's really, really important to remember that a water-soluble substance like that has a very difficult time breaking down proteins. It needs the help of a protease like bromelain, and what a difference it will make. Huge difference. And then, as we mentioned, nettle in the form of tea, another great way to fight allergies. So that's pretty much what I'd recommend. And again, I also mentioned real quickly that there are certain foods you want to avoid: apples, pears, kiwis, cherries, peaches, nectarines, celery, carrots, parsley, peppers, hazelnuts, walnuts, and almonds, because those are cross-reaction foods that have been identified by research. All right, let's get back to calls. Here's Stephanie from New Hampshire. You're on 96.9 Boston Talks. Welcome to the Natural Health Show.
Hi, I breastfeed, and I have allergies, and I'm not allowed to take a lot of the over-the-counter medicines. Right. I didn't know. And again, a lot of the supplements I can't take, even the natural supplements. Is there anything that I can take?
Yeah, that's a great question. And for those folks out there that are breastfeeding and that have to be very careful about natural supplements, because there are supplements out there that can really create some disturbances through the breastfeeding process, obviously. So there are some good answers for that. First of all, let's face it, probably the simplest answer is vitamin C, because vitamin C, if you really think about it, is a kissing cousin to vitamin P, which means it's a great antihistamine. It's going to do very much the same thing as the quercetin that I've been speaking about all night. So the difference between vitamin C and quercetin is not all that great. So I would recommend a vitamin C and a vitamin C complex. It has to have vitamin P with it, or it's kind of useless. So you're fine to take a vitamin C complex, and I'd recommend at least 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C complex. That means that you're going to take at least 250 milligrams of bioflavonoids with it. So a C complex means you're getting bio flavonoids, FLAVINOIDS, bioflavonoids. So if you get a C complex at 1,000 milligrams of C and 250 bioflavonoid, you get some pretty good antihistamine support right there. Also, there's some pretty simple things that you could do with regards to anti-inflammatory response. There's something called APIS, A-P-I-S. It's a homeopathic medicine. It's not going to cause you any problems with breastfeeding at all. But APIS, A-P-I-S, Malefica. But you can just go into the health food store and ask for some APIS, A-P-I-S. And you want to look for a 6X of APIS. You want to put 3 pellets under the tongue, let them dissolve 3 times a day. I think those 2 things alone make a big difference.
All right, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Take care. All right, we're up against that time. Per usual, the hour flies by pretty quickly, and I just wanted to make sure that before we lose track of time entirely here, that I wanted to wish everybody again Easter and Passover blessings, and to remind them that Right Turn Radio with Woody and Abby is coming up, New England's #1 addiction program. And again, thanks to producer Patrick Stevens and our web manager Adam Ing, who podcasts these broadcasts. So you can actually watch these shows that we do each week, or listen to them either way, and you can go to the website to do that. It's www.maxhealing, one word, maxhealing.com. So we welcome you to do that. And again, this coming Thursday, I'd like to remind you, a programming note, that I'll be on Fox 25 Morning Show again Thursday at 8:50 in the morning. So if you can join me, I'd love to have you on board for that as well. And until next Sunday at 5 o'clock, this is Mark Mancola reminding you all, please be wise, be aware, be well. Make it a healthy week. Good night.